Snorlax is an absolutely incredible Pokemon, in spite of the fact that it ranks 22nd out of 151 Pokemon in Gen 1 with a 430 base stat total. That sells this Pokemon massively short, because even in Gen 1, it was a beast. You have that massive 160 base HP, that 110 base attack, and you have the normal typing to go together with just a massive move pool of really strong moves. Basically anything that's decent that you want to learn is available to this Pokemon. But in Gen 2, this Pokemon became even more powerful. It went further beyond to a level that even makes a Gen 1 Mewtwo cry in its sleep with nightmares of just how OP Snorlax was. Because Snorlax got access to even more broken mechanics, and one of those was getting access to Curse, a move that raises this Pokemon's defense and attack while lowering its speed. But you know, when you're starting the game with 30 base speed, do you even care about that? And once you get the setup, you're able to start just sweeping through opponents with really strong physical attacks and kind of laughing off their damage. But Gen 1 plus Gen 2 with Snorlax presents an even more broken possibility. Consider that Snorlax in Gen 1 starts the game with the move Amnesia. And Amnesia is not like Gen 2 Amnesia. No, it is a move that boosts your special attack and special defense, which means that this Pokemon has the ability to boost every single one of its stats except its speed, taking advantage of the badge boost glitch. And this Pokemon might just be able to just run the entire game with Curse, Rest, Amnesia, and one damage dealing move and just completely stunt on the game. That's what I think, at least coming into this, but we're going to get into it and find out. So it is GSC time on the RBY Pokemon Challenges channel. Thank you for joining. We are going to criticize RBY Pokemon Challenges for his birthday at the same time that we complete this run and show that Snorlax is actually like 10 times better than a Mewtwo in this generation. So let's just make sure that we fix all of the bad settings that RBY puts in on his videos, and we are ready to get in on this action. So of course, you know, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. We will be running on max TVs in this one. I think it just makes too much sense because, after all, I mean, we're going to show how OP this Pokemon is, so this is the way to go. As we step outside of Pallet Town, Professor Oak is going to lead us back to the lab because he has found a Gen 2 Pokemon that could just completely destroy all of Kanto. It is time for the legendary Curselax, the sleeping Pokemon. That's why I just had to be woken up from being asleep. If I seem a little groggy, sorry. I've got the legendary Boss Coffee from Japan over here. Not sponsored. The only company I would ever shill for without being sponsored. And yeah, we're gonna pick up our sleeping Pokemon in the Squirtle Ball. So we get our Snorlax. Our rival will pick up the Bulbasaur in this one. I just kind of decided to do that. You take that for what you will. Oh my gosh, we've got like a random capital A that we didn't need. The run is dead. The run is dead. Okay, that will get fixed after we take our first reset here. I'm just going to save the game. We will reset in order to fix our name. And there we go. We have the legendary Curselax, and we will just knock that reset off of there because we are not as bad as RBY Pokemon Challenges. And now let's get into the Rival 1 fight and see how Curse works. So I debated how to actually implement this move, and what I ended up going with is this. We use Curse, and it's using the splash animation because I felt like it looked like him getting angry and like yelling at the other Pokemon. First, we raise our attack, then we raise our defense. Then there's no animation because clearly I'm not very good at programming this, but you can see on the overlay that our speed has dropped by 1 stage. The +1s represent boosts, the -1 represents drops. So we have 8 speed right now, 25 attack, 18 defense. Special was unaffected by all of that. And we are just boosting our stats up here while using Magikarp animations. Oh, look at this. So we're just setting up. He's growling at us. It doesn't matter. We can now just go headbutt and destroy that enemy Bulbasaur. And with that, we need to change the player names. Wait a second. Our rival's not GSC. I'm GSC. Clearly mistakes have been made. but we're fixing them. We're fixing them right here at the beginning of the run. So here we are. Now we are GSC Pokemon challenges. Everything is working properly now, and we are ready to run this cursed Snorlax through the game. Now, the thing is that because of the way that I have had to implement this, it's 3 effects happening in a row. It's not like one effect that does all the calculations. I'm using the existing functions in the game that raise your attack, raise your defense, drop your speed, which I believe is going to result in attack being set up first, but then you're going to set up defense, which is going to give you a badge boost in attack. And then you're going to lower the speed, which gives you a badge boost in attack and defense. This could be completely broken, and when you consider that in the late game we'll get access to the badge boost and special, well, we could set up 3 amnesias and then set up 6 of the curses and probably get, like, what would that be? 6 times 3, 18 badge boosts on top of the maxed out special. We might have 999 special into the game. I just want to see if that's going to be possible or not. If it is, it's going to be absolutely insane. Now, of course, we'll talk to this guy. He's got his coffee now. I've got my coffee now. I hope you guys have your coffee now. I'm basically the old man from the catch tutorial these days. Like, I'm starting to, you know, like, thin out up top. I'm going to be this guy by the time that this channel ever ends. By the time that GSC ever ends, I will be literally the old man from the catch tutorial, but that's perfectly fine. Let's get into Viridian Forest. We actually have to fight trainers in this one, and I have to remember to catch Pokemon in this one as well. We actually have to have a team. So I'm going to try to catch myself a pigeon right now, this little pigeon right here, and it breaks out of the ball. We're going to have to go get more Pokeballs. Rip. This is the thing that I dislike about Pokemon Red and Blue compared to Pokemon Yellow. In Pokemon Yellow, you only have to catch a flying type. That is it. And you can basically put it off until you got Great Balls or whatever. Here, we will absolutely have to catch a Paris in order to use field moves. Of Gen 1 runs, it's especially the Pokemon Red and Blue runs that feel really inconsistent. Here, however, we get that Pidgey, we're able to move on, and I'm going to get a Paris as we go through as well. Of course, if I were a speedrunner and I knew, you know, RNG manipulations and things like that, I could probably make it so that we always catch the Pokemon, but I always found that kind of be cheap, you know, like, I understand it's speedrunning strat, but I really hate RNG manipulations. They only happen in my runs by mistake. Anyway, we have made it to the final bug catcher here in Viridian Forest, where I think we don't need to do anything but just headbutt this Pokemon. It's just a 2-hit KO there. Headbutt is a same type move, but now we have the first real issue in this one, and that is Brock. I have shown numerous times on this channel that Brock is basically impossible to beat on minimum battles with a Snorlax. In Pokemon Yellow, it is possible if you are max DVs, but you have to get like an insane amount of luck to get it to go. In Pokemon Red and Blue, it's actually functionally impossible. The reason it's functionally impossible to beat Brock on minimum battles is something that we should maybe just take a quick look at here. So let's just see. So as we come into the Brock fight here, keep in mind, we have a max DV's Snorlax, and in normal circumstances, you would not have Curse. So what you would have to do is you would have to headbutt against this Geodude, which in Pokemon Red and Blue knows the move Defense Curl. That means it can raise its defense, taking less damage from your attacking moves. We did 2 damage with the headbutt. We only have 15 PP here, so we couldn't even knock out the Geodude without a bunch of crits. And when you look at our low speed, that also means we have a low critical hit chance. So it becomes an absolute nightmare trying to get through this Pokemon. And while sure we can use rest and things like that, we end up having to go to struggle, and we even get a Gen 1 miss with Headbutt. Are you kidding me? And after all of its defense boosts, we're just doing so little damage. We're all the way down to doing 1 damage per hit now. So we're barely getting it to half health with the Headbutt, and there's no PP left. That's how it generally goes in a typical Gen 1 challenge. I'm going to take a reset here because that was just for basically demonstration purposes. I will actually knock that reset off of this one here. Let's get back into this, and the other reset was also not legit. Let me show you how you actually beat Brock with a Snorlax by using curse strats. So the issue remains here that he is going to use that defense curl quite a bit. So we really want to set up just a couple of our curses first and then start headbutting this Pokemon, hoping that he doesn't go for too many defense curls. When he does defense curl, we have to set up even more, but it's kind of a balance between how many defense curls he sets up and how many attack boosts we go for. Unfortunately, he got them all set up this time, which is kind of bad for us because even with all the curses set up, we're still only doing 2 damage per hit here. Still, it's better than the 1 damage per hit that we were doing previously, and we should at least be able to get through the first Pokemon. It's not pretty, but we do take it down. So now we have to go to the Onix. The problem is we're probably still losing this attempt because of the fact that we're on such low PP here. Like, I've had runs where we actually had PP remaining in the headbutt here when I was testing, but it's certainly not consistent. And all we can do at this point is just use up the rest of our PP and try to get to struggle. So that's basically it. And he's just going for a whole bunch of defense drops on us. He goes Bide, so we get a rest here at least, and we'll just set up all the curses again to get our defense back up. But now we are out of PP in that move, and now we just have to hope that we can rest enough times and then use up the rest of our amnesia here in order to get to struggle. This is just terrible, this first bite, and I'm pretty sure we lose this one. If he goes Bide, he's going to return damage to us. If he doesn't go Bide, we're going to take damage from Tackle. Screech, I guess, is okay because it doesn't do anything, but we really don't want Tackle from him because we're clearly taking way too much damage at this point from that move. Still, we managed to get to struggle. We can see we're doing pretty decent damage here, but we are on effectively a timer because of the fact that we did not have any other damage dealing PP. So this is going to be a nightmare, but I'm still going to grind it a few times because I think it's important to actually try to win this one on minimum battles. We really like Tackle first from the Geodude, and ideally we would just want it to tackle over and over again. So this time we've gotten more tackles. We'll keep cursing at it as it does go into some defense curls here. May as well just finish the setup and now go back to the headbutts here on this Pokemon, but we've gotten it much lower with much more HP still available to us. Here on kind of low health, I'm going to heal. I mean, he's already basically got all the defense curls set up, so there's no reason to not heal there, I think. But at least this time, I think we'll have a couple of PP left in Headbutt as we get to the Onix. Sure enough, we do. So let's see how much damage we do with that. We did 7 damage to the Onix with the Headbutt. Now it goes Bide, which is bad for us. I'm going to rest to hopefully survive against that Bide damage. We do survive, so we get to recover again with the rest. And now we just have to use up the rest of our moves. I'll go Amnesia first, and if it starts lowering my defense, then I'll start using the Curse. But basically, we're going to have to get to the point where we can actually use Struggle here, and that's the only way to get through this. So here we will finish all of our setup with Amnesia. Now I'm using Curse since he's going Screech against me. Let's also make sure to rest here so that we have as much HP as possible. And that's the last of our Curse PP. So now we're just resting over and over again until we can get to Struggle. And he's just using things like Bide. So we finally get to Struggle here. He returned some damage. We really don't like the Bide there, but we still managed to get through. So it takes a couple of attempts, but we do manage to get through Brock on minimum battles and get to level 8. That was a brutal grind, but that shows that at least with Curse, Snorlax can win that fight on minimum battles, something that it normally cannot do. That is actually impossible. Like, there's just no way. There's just no way that you get through that fight, even on max DVs in Pokemon Red and Blue. It is just barely possible in Pokemon Yellow on max DVs, but even then, it is not pretty. Anyway, with that being done, Rocky Boy has been defeated. We can move on in the game now, and we might just be OP for the rest of this one. So I feel pretty confident actually going to Misty. We're going to be able to set up Amnesia. We'll be able to set up Curse. I think we'll do tons and tons of damage there. But now we have to see how the Badge Boost glitch works with this move. So here, as we get to this first bug catcher, let's just see what happens. We have a Badge Boost in attack. If I set up Curse, it's going to boost my attack once to 41. Then we get the Badge Boost in attack again when it boosts our defense and lowers our speed. So we get like a double whammy from using Curse in Gen 1. And I left it this way. Like, I was going to research ways to eliminate the Badge Boost glitch, but I left it this way because I thought it was kind of hilarious that this is probably how a move like this would work in Gen 1, because Gen 1's just so broken. And I'm pretty sure that it allows us to just destroy everything from this point, though I don't think we need to set up on everything. I think a lot of things will just go down to the stab headbutt. So we'll stick with that as kind of our primary strat, but we'll keep in mind that, you know, the Badge Boost glitch strategies do exist already from here at the beginning of the game. So we'll otherwise stick on my minimum battles route through this section. I'm just going to try to get through all of these rando trainers as efficiently as possible. I will pick up the water gun TM, but honestly, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use it because, like, why would we? Sure, we got some rock types coming up, but they're not going to know Bide, and we're going to be able to set up against them. So I think it's going to be just fine to go without that for now. I really want to do most of the run with just the curse, the amnesia, the rest, and like one damage dealing move. I think that's basically the best play. I will pick up the TM for Mega Punch here as well, just in case we have to get into any shenanigans with our moveset, but I think this is the way to go, guys. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think this is going to be a perfectly viable strat as we go through this challenge. So we'll get to the end of Mount Moon. Let's talk to this guy and just beat him up real quick with our Snorlax. He gets one shot with the headbutt, and then he tries to leech life, and he's just going to get destroyed by 2 headbutts there. Perfectly fine. So we have made it to the Super Nerd at the end of Mount Moon, and I think we're going to curse at him because he's trying to keep us from getting a fossil. So let's give him a couple curses and then just go for the headbutt to one-shot the Grimer. We're slower than Voltorb, but we still one-shot it. We get to level 13. Coughing never stood a chance against the headbutt, and we will pick up the Dome Fossil since we're headbutting everything. You got to protect your dome, guys. We get through that section just fine. Now I'm going to turn on wild Pokemon only briefly here so that I can find a Paris. And then we're going to catch that Pokemon and make our way out of this section. And that will be the last of wild Pokemon that we need to catch in this run. Every other HM Pokemon will be able to get a gift Pokemon that will get the job done. Oh, and we're too slow to run away from a Zubat. Oh, come on. But again, this is why I find Pokemon Red and Blue solo runs to be so, like, random, in my opinion, is that if you're trying to get Paris, for example, to be your HM Pokemon, it's kind of tedious without RNG manipulations of some sort to actually get it to show up. So, you know, the J-Rose strat, I'm not sure how consistent the J-Rose strat is. I want to know how many runs he's wasted like absolute massive amounts of time trying to get that Paris right there to be his HM Pokemon. Granted, he runs, I believe, with wild Pokemon on normally, so he probably just finds one naturally most of the time as he goes through, but I'm sure there are times where he gets to the end and he hasn't seen a single Paris, and he's like, oh, I have to go back through this whole section to like run around and try to find a Paris. And what if you run out of Pokeballs? You know, I'm just saying, so many mistakes could be made. I want a timer. I want a reset counter. Those are my only comments on J-Rose. Otherwise, he's an absolute legend. So let's take on rival number 2 right here. And the strategy here, I think, is pretty simple. He leads off with the Pidgeotto. I'm going to curse at the Pidgeotto for wanting to use Sand Attack against me so often. And then I'm going to headbutt this Pokemon, nearly getting the 1-shot. We get the 2-shot there. But now on the Abra, we can just do the rest of our setup here to get to massive amounts of power. Just the ultimate power in the universe. And then we will set up 3 Amnesias to get 3 more badge boosts. Oh, this is broken. Now we can go for the rest to recover all of our HP because Abra is just useless, and headbutt it down. That brings out the Rattata. It tries to quick attack. Look at that. Come on. 1 shot there, and now the Bulbasaur. It goes to Leech Seed, which is actually good strategy given our high HP, but we still destroy it in a single hit. So the rival learns that Curselax is the greatest power in the universe. And with that, we can now move on through the Nugget Bridge. I'm going to take this on first before I go to Misty, just because of the fact that we are slow and we are in that slow level up group. We can gain a few extra levels going up to Billy Boy's house. We got to convince him to make that time capsule so that he can get access to his own cursing Pokemon, just like this Snorlax right here. I don't expect any of these randos to be hard on this Nugget Bridge. In fact, I don't think most of them require any setup whatsoever. The Nidorans do not know any fighting type moves in this version of the game, so it's not like they're a major threat to us by any means. And I mean, Ekans can try to wrap us, but that's it. And you know, Zubat here, once we actually hit it, it's going to go down nice and easy. I will just pop these random potions that I've picked up as we've gone along. We'll probably have to go back to the Pokemon Center just because we'll run out of PP in Headbutt. That is the only problem with this Pokemon's strategy, in my opinion, but even then it's probably not too bad. Anyway, we make it to this Onix where we are going to curse at this Pokemon. Oh, it binds. Oh, it binds. Oh, he has the strategy, but we're just going to continue to curse. And if we get on kind of low health, then we'll start trying to heal up. But the whole point here is just to get all of the boosts that we can. We're below half health, so now I will start trying to rest in case he gets me locked in bind for just a ton of turns. And now let's just see what we do with the headbutt here. Oh, look at the damage. Oh, this Onyx. This Onyx gets wrecked. Oh, we headbutt rocks, and it still just is super, super powerful. Clearly, this is the way to go. Oh, this Pokemon is just completely God mode here. At least through this point in the game. I think it's going to be pretty good through the entire game, but we're just going to have to see. There may be a wall at some point that I'm not expecting. Who knows? Maybe Bruno scores like a critical hit on us and one-shots us because we are slower. That could be a thing. I can't predict the future, guys. I'm only saying what might happen as we go through this run. Here, though, we get through the Oddish Blast perfectly fine. Let's go and see Billy Boy and just show him the fact that we have this God tier Pokemon. He's so impressed. He's going to run into the closet to do an experiment. He's like, go ahead and try to teleport me because I'm trying to teleport to Gen 2. And just like that, he comes back out. He says, I didn't quite make it, but I will refine the process a little bit more. He gives us that SS ticket because he's just so excited. And he also reminds us to check his browser history where we can see what our rival was looking at when he was up here. Reminder, never let other people use your PC, and if they do, always remember to clear your browser history. Anyway, with that, we are ready to move on down south. Let's go ahead and fight against the innocent bystander, and this could be a scary fight because he leads off with a Machop, but then you remember that Karate Chop is normal type in Gen 1. Oh, here, we've got to curse at this Drowsy, though, because I have only 1 PP remaining. And with that, we do get the one-hit KO, getting to level 19, and we have defeated that trainer. I think it's now time to get into Misty's gym and try to defeat her with our Snorlax. My strategy here, I think, is going to be to set up the Amnesia first for survivability, then set up some Curse, then rest up just to make sure we have all our HP, and then go into the Headbutts. This one could possibly be tough if she gets the critical hits. So we're just going to have to see how it actually goes. So Misty attempt number 1 right here. I'm going to start off with Amnesia. She goes for the water gun that didn't do that much. I'm more worried about the bubble beam from the Starmie, but now we're going to start cursing like crazy at her because of the fact that she uses X defense when she claims that she's all about all-out offense. Here, with all these curses set up, oh my gosh, we are just so powerful. I believe the overlay kind of puts things on top of each other, which is terrible. Blame RBY Pokemon Challenges for that. But it appears that we have 273 attack. Our special and our defense are massively boosted. And now I'm just going to rest in order to properly stunt on Misty here. She even misses a tackle. And now let's headbutt and one-shot. Out comes this Starmie. It goes X defense, but it doesn't matter. We get the victory on the first attempt. Level 20. Misty never stood a chance. 26 minutes, 17 seconds there, but it's not really a speed run where you're sitting here, you know, blabbing on like I do. You know, we'll leave the speed runs to Gym Leader Matt, who I believe also live streamed today. So shout out to him. He is one of my favorite guys when it comes to how fast can you beat the game. I want him to try to beat the game as fast as possible with a Snorlax. I think this needs to happen. Everybody spam that over in his comment section. I love Gym Leader Matt. He's like the greatest. Anyway, let's make our way down to the Trash Man. And I think we're ready to show him that Snorlax is the ultimate Pokemon for destroying trash cans. Because, I mean, in Gen 2, that's where you find the leftovers. And that's what this Pokemon is all about. We completely destroy Pidgeygirl. The guy next to Pidgeygirl is probably a joke as well. So let's just go ahead and destroy him with some headbutts. No need to curse at those Pokemon even. They're just not even worth a single curse word to get through. Now we can make our way to the SSN, where the only things that we need to do, we're going to pick up a max potion just to have it. We will pick up an ether because I think we're going to have to recover PP at least after the rival battle. And now the only thing left to do is to go and take on the rival. So let's just slam a couple potions to make sure that we're at full health, save the game, and it's time for rival number 3. So here he's going to lead off with his Pidgeotto that does like the sand attack. So I'm once again going to curse at this Pokemon. He sand attacks me, but I think when we get all the curses on this Pokemon, it's not going to matter. He gets critical hits with a quick attack, but that's fine by me. I'm just gonna let him, you know, sand attack me. Oh, I used too many curses. But now Headbutt just one-shots that Pokemon. Raticate tries to Tail Whip, but just gets Headbutt. Here we get disabled by the Kadabra. Oh no. So I'm gonna try to set up some Amnesia here. We've got to recover, and we lose due to the critical hit plus the disability. Oh my gosh, being a fat guy on disability, it's a real thing, guys. Oh, I'm just saying, we didn't get our disability check in time, apparently. Here, though, we're going to get through the Pidgeotto with no sand attacks. We get a Hyper Fang that doesn't matter this time. Back to the Kadabra, it disables Curse. We can't curse that Pokemon, but that's fine, we'll just destroy it. We get growled by the Ivysaur, but it does not matter. So yeah, the point is that the only way you get through this Pokemon is apparently by disabling it. And then you can actually get a victory. Sand in its eyes doesn't matter. You know, your critical hits on the Pokemon do not matter. The only possible way is to disable my only damage dealing move. I probably should have just gone rest at that point, to be honest. Like, clear mistake. Like, I'm on RBY's stream, so clearly I'm making RBY level plays here, but that's perfectly fine. We'll just learn Cut and Dig with our Paris, and let's just make sure that we recover the HP here. I don't want to come into this unhealed, and I'm going to drop an Ether into Headbutt so that we have enough PP for that move. And let's get to the Trash Man, where I'm going to dig around looking for leftovers, but all I'm going to find is trash here because that's all that's available in this gym. And I do not auto-solve the trash can puzzle. I know people will be like, save the game right here because you found the first switch. We don't need to save no stinking game. Come on, we know the strategies. Just go ahead and get that switch right there. It's time for Surgy Boy, and I think the Trash Man is going to find out that when he doesn't give leftovers to a Snorlax, it's pretty painful. So here against Surgy Boy, I'm going to set up a couple of curses first because he does use Sonic Boom against me, and he goes Screech, but that's perfectly fine. Now I'm going to set up Amnesia though, because his ace in this version only uses special moves, and then we can go into the Headbutt one-shotting that Voltorb. Pikachu goes for the Thunder Wave, but we don't care really about being paralyzed, and then Thundershock does nothing as we one-shot against that Raichu. So Surgy Boy, 37 minutes 50 seconds to get through, including me reading chat and things like that. Only 2 resets so far. This is really not too bad with our Curslax, as we have completely destroyed that section of the game. And now we're ready to move on to the Rock Tunnel, which could be pretty interesting with this one. I'm going to just go ahead and hear about a Rapidash for a guy who has kind of, you know, strange leanings here in Gen 1, but then we can dig out of here in this version of the game, something that RBY basically never does because he only plays Pokemon Yellow 90% of the time. But now we can get access to a bicycle that will speed up our overworld movement slightly, probably not that much because of the fact that I'm just sitting here talking all the time. But we're ready to go to the Rock Tunnel. Let's take on the Wrapping Glass. Let's just see if we get through this whole section nice and easy. So here against the Wrapping Glass, let's just Headbutt. At this point, it appears that we're just one-shotting things thanks to the fact that we have Stab Headbutt. I'm really excited when we get to Body Slam later on, though we are going to have to learn a different move in order to get through the Ghosts. That's pretty much the only problem with this current setup. We could probably get through everything with a normal type move, except like the Chandlers and Agatha, where we'll have to actually learn something different, but it's probably going to be fine in the end. We'll just have to see. Anyway, I'm going to curse at this Cubone, which is kind of sad. I mean, poor Cubone, he's been through a lot, and yet he's getting cursed at by this random Snorlax. Like, just imagine poor Cubone. And then he gets Headbutt and destroyed. Now against the Slowpoke, it disables Headbutt. Are you kidding me? Okay, we'll go for some Amnesia since it's going for Confusion against me. I will rest to recover some HP as well. And now we've got Headbutt back, so we can just one-shot that Pokemon. Clearly not a big issue. It's just a little tedious when you get the disability. But now, I don't think any of these trainers are going to be terribly difficult as we go through this. The bigger issue is just the risk that we, run out of PP here. Next up is the Rock Tunnel Hiker, and he could be kind of tedious, but maybe he just goes boom when we set up all of the curses so we don't care. This is going to be kind of interesting. I'm a little nervous coming into this fight. I'm not gonna lie, clearly I'm stuttering at this point because I'm just so nervous about this fight against this Rock Tunnel Hiker here. So let's see how he goes. Anyway, I'm going to start by cursing at him. I don't have full PP in curse. I'm only going to get 3 curses off. Now I'm going to set up the Amnesia. He self-destructs and does only that much. We get to level 25 here. I'm just going to set up the rest of my Amnesias. And now let's go for the Headbutt, just destroying that Geodude. We Headbutt the Graveler, nearly getting a one-shot. And when it goes yellow and tries to self-destruct, it does nothing. Oh, Curslax. Absolute legendary Pokemon. Cannot be defeated by your self-destructs. It does not care about that move. So we've made it to the final trainer here in the underground. Oh, we don't have any curses left, but we can just headbutt against that Meowth. One shot against the Oddish. We one-shot the Pidgey. Okay, so curse was completely unnecessary. We have defeated that entire section. I'm going to just take a quick heal right here in Lavender, and then let's make our way over to Erica. And I think we'll glitch for a cause in this one because I think it's kind of funny to do, for one. And for two, it might prove that this Pokemon's really OP because it doesn't even need all that XP from the Rocket Game Corner. I think that's going to be the way to go. Let's glitch for a cause, guys. Glitch for a cause. That's right, I'm stealing RBY's thunder with his hashtag, so just throw it in the chat, and we're going to go ahead and just make our way through this section. Now, I think we can get access to Psychic as a way to get through the channelers in this section of the game. I'll save my stronger physical moves for later on, and now it's time to take on Erica herself, and let's just see how she goes with this Snorlax. So Erica attempts number one right here. We're going to lead off with a couple of curses. She wraps me here, which there's nothing we can do. And we get put to sleep and we get Razor Leafed. Oh no. Oh, the critical hits. Oh, and now she's wrapping us. Oh my goodness. Erica turns out to be potentially the first wall. I think we have to get through this first victory bell so that we can actually have a shot against the rest of the team. And we need her not to put us to sleep. We need her to like miss a wrap. Okay, she goes for poison powder, which is kind of good because if we can get through this Pokemon, we can just use rest. The problem is that she just destroys me there. Oh no, Erica turns out to be the solution to Snorlax in Gen 1. She just has the strats, guys. Clearly, Gen 1 wrap mechanics would have destroyed Gen 2 Snorlax. Oh, we're so lucky that Gen 2 does not have this mechanic, but the sleep plus the wrap plus the Razor Leaf is actually a problem. Because remember that Razor Leaf is a guaranteed critical hit for this Pokemon in this version of the game effectively, so we're not getting through this fight. Oh, this is terrible. Okay, well, time to rethink our plans. I'm going to go try to take on the rival in Lavender instead, because I did not expect that. I did not expect that we were going to struggle with Erica there. I did not think that that was going to happen. So Erica, she proves that she's actually kind of good. Let's go ahead and fight against the rival instead here. So he's going to lead off with his Pidgeotto. I'm going to headbutt this Pokemon just to take it down. Gyarados comes out next. I'm going to start cursing at this Pokemon because it already knows Dragon Rage and Hydro Pump, which is clearly like the most broken set in the history of the franchise. That this Pokemon is only on Rival 4 and already has these moves. It goes Bite and then Leer will just knock it out after that. We get Ember from the Growlithe, which doesn't matter, and it gets destroyed. The Kadabra tries to teleport away in fear, and then we get to the final Ivysaur that growls and just gets wrecked. So easy victory there. No problems up to this point, but now we have to learn a new move in order to get through these ghosts. I'm going to use the move Psychic here, basically with the logic being that I can use Amnesia to boost up Psychic and deal a lot of damage to a lot of things. We might not need to change Psychic in order to go down to Koga. We'll just have to see. But for now, let's just go ahead and take on these channelers. Here against this first Ghastly, we just go Psychic as it can't damage us with Lick. Then it goes Nightshade, but we can survive. Second Ghastly confuses us and Nightshades us. I probably should have healed coming into this fight. So let's rectify that small mistake right there. I guess with a full restore, that's all we've got to heal with. But this shouldn't be too bad to get through once we actually manage to get the setup off. Since it's a 2-hit KO, I'm just going to Amnesia once so that we can just one-shot after that. And we can one-shot the second one when it tries to lick us. You cannot lick against a Snorlax, guys. It is impossible. No matter how hard you try to lick this Pokemon, it will not have any effect. None whatsoever. That is your public service announcement about Snorlax. Anyway, now we can move on through the rest of this section where, provided we don't hit ourselves in confusion or something, we should get through these Pokemon just fine. We get to level 28 right there. And the real issue is just that we have very limited PP. In Psychic, we've only got 10 PP. And since we're two-shotting against these Pokemon, it's going to be a little tedious to get through. But I will go back to the Purified Protected Zone. Let's just get a quick heal on and then make our way up to the top. There's like one Drowsy up there, but it shouldn't really matter. The Amnesia should just allow us to get through just fine. And now let's just quickly Come See Ghosty Mama, where we're going to just give her a nice little Pokédoll and put her soul at rest. Come on, guys. Glitch for a cause. It is the holiday season. Anybody who does not use the Pokédoll glitch is an absolute monster. Come on, have a heart. Have a heart. So we get through, we can save Mr. Fuji. It's going to take us downstairs to give us that Poké Flute. He says, go forth, young one, go west to fight against good old Koga. It's like, you know, he's got that like manifest destiny idea of, you will use my flute to go and destroy Koga. Let's just get the rare candy right here. We can get the PP up, the max elixir, just the standard items that I always get in this section of the game. And it's time to make our way to Koga's gym. Still on minimum battles, still not really struggling with anything except where the PP up is. There it is. There, we got it. Once you get the PP up, guys, you're guaranteed to win in all situations. I'm just saying. With that, though, let's get into this gym. I think we'll just try to stick with Psychic, even though it's resisted here, just because I think it's kind of hilarious to try to take on these jugglers with a Psychic using Snorlax here. So let's go for 3 Amnesias first. Headbutt doesn't matter. Now we can just Psychic and get a critical hit. Are you kidding me? Come on. The non-critical hit Psychic does decent damage at least, but it's not even 2-hitting against the Drowsies. Oh, that's kind of bad. Okay, we get to Kadabra, and it's still not 2-hitting here. We get a special drop, which is nice, but we're actually going to run out of PP here on the final Drowsy, which means that we have to now just go for, you know, all the curses. Oh, we get disabled. Okay, that's fine. We'll go for Amnesia. I mean, we should be able to rest off all the status, so it's not like this is going to be super scary by any means. Like, even if it crits, it's probably not going to do enough, but we're just going to have to do this super tedious dance of trying to use up all of our PP. Clearly, we should have used the PP ups, guys. Oh, now rest gets disabled. No, wait. Are we going to go down because we don't have access to rest? Okay, I think we're disabled no more. There we are. Perfect. So, Tedium, yes, but this is basically Gen 2 Snorlax in a nutshell. Stall, guys. That's the name of the game, is just stall completely. Clearly, Gen 2 competitive, the greatest metagame to ever exist. Where everything is just stalling like this. You get battles that last like 500 years because neither side can make any progress. So we have managed to get through this section. I'm going to put on a quick heal, and then we're going to get to Koga himself, who I actually think is going to be insanely easy here. We'll set up the Amnesia. We'll set up Curse so that even if he goes boom, we cannot actually be KO'd. That's my game plan anyway. Let's see how we actually do against Koga here on minimum battles though, because this could be kind of random. So Koga attempt number 1 right here. I'm going to lead off with 3 Amnesias against this first Coughing. It goes for Smog and gets the poison, but that might not matter. We'll just go Psychic and one-shot that Pokemon. We get to level 31 as Muck comes out. It tries to disable us, but Psychic just one-shots there. We Psychic the Coughing. We've made it to Wheezing. It goes Sludge. We go Psychic, and we get the one-shot. So just like that, we completely destroy Koga. It's 58 minutes, 31 seconds here, together with me making some kind of an efficient routing choices. Clearly, I'm you know, influenced by the fact that I'm on RBY's channel here to make, you know, bad decisions and bad strategies. But with that being done, we can now make our way through the entirety of the Safari Zone. Let's just get the items that we need. Then we have to debate, do we go to fight against the rival? Do we go to fight against Blaine? Blaine makes a lot of sense in that he will give us a badge boost in special, which could be really useful. We also probably want to get, you know, maybe a few moveset upgrades in order to get through the rest of this. But I don't know, like, what move are we going to use is basically the question. We're going to get Body Slam at level 35, if I recall correctly. So that's probably how we're going to want to get through this section, but we'll just have to see. Now, we do need a Surf Pokemon. That justifies going to Rival 5 first. We could catch something to be a Strength Pokemon, you know, and Surf Pokemon, we could just get the Vaporeon, which can be a Surf Pokemon for us as a free gift Pokemon, but it might make sense to just at least try the rival one time. I guess I'm going to try it once with my current moveset because we can probably survive against the Alakazam. That's my thought anyway. Let's see how this actually goes against our rival though. So he leads off with the Pidgeot. I'm going to curse like crazy at this Pokemon just to get my defenses up as high as possible. And this way he won't be dealing very much damage. He can Sand Attack here, but I think that's going to be fine. I'm just going to rest here in order to recover some HP. He misses a Sand Attack. That's nice. Now I'm going to set up all of the Amnesia. And now let's just go for Psychic. Oh, and I didn't recover all of my PP, did I? Still, we get a 2-hitter on that Pokemon. Gyarados comes out next. We go Psychic. This is going to be another 2-hit KO. That brings out the Growlithe. I think this is a good spot to just start wasting PP for the rest of the battle here, since we're likely to run out of Psychic before we get to the final Venusaur. And I mean, he can just use Roar, but clearly this is Gen 1, so Roar is just useless. And he is going for some like defense drops with Leer, but we should just be able to curse to get that defense back, so I don't think it's a big deal. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of, you know, stall out here against this Pokemon in order to gain an advantage. Those Leers are, of course, giving us badge boosts, allowing us to theoretically get stronger. We just don't have the badge boost in special at this point. So I will set up the remaining curses here since we've taken so many Leers. Let's get some defense back. Let's heal, and now we can just knock this Pokemon out, I think. Sure enough, Psychic does the job. Alakazam has a lot of specials, so we're just not dealing enough damage here with the Psychic, I don't think. We do get the 3-hitter, though, interestingly enough. That brings us to the final Venusaur, where I'm just going to spam the rest until I run out of PP. It's Vine Whipping and Razor Leafing and all that stuff, but as long as we can manage to recover our HP, we get all the way down to 4 HP there. Oh no. Oh no. The Razor Leaf plus the Leech Seed, and we get wrecked. So not having full PP was clearly a problem there, but our moveset also seems to be kind of sus. So I think Rock Slide, guys. I'm thinking Rock Slide over Psychic. Nobody needs Psychic. Let's use our high attack stat with Curse here. Let's see how this goes. So in this one, I'm once again going to Curse at the first Pidgeot. We don't need a heal coming in because clearly this Pokemon doesn't have any strong moves. Here now we can go for Rock Slide and destroy that Pokemon. Rock Slide is going to be super effective against the Gyarados here. Keep in mind, we get badge boosts in speed, which is why we're also outspeeding here. We have completely broken the badge boost glitch. Are you kidding me? Oh, this is broken. So now I'm still going to go Amnesia because we've got that Alakazam coming out. We've got some special moves coming from that Venusaur as well. But here, after a rest to recover some HP, we can simply destroy this Pokemon. Out next comes the Alakazam. We go for the Rock Slide, destroying it. Out comes Venusaur. It goes for the Leech Seed. We missed the Rock Slide, but now we hit. We do pretty decent damage with a crit there. Let's see what the non-crit does. We get the victory. So Rock Slide strats clearly are the answer there. And just like that, we managed to get through the rival. He's not really that big of a deal. We can get access to our new gift Pokemon, which is the Lapras, so we can start teaching it to surf here. And we are ready to make our way up to the top. Let's try this now against Giovanni. At the top, he does resist Rock Slide with a couple Pokemon, so I think we make another moveset change. I'm going to throw on Bubble Beam here instead of Rock Slide. I think Rock Slide has basically outlived its usefulness. We're going to get Earthquake upstairs, so I think that's going to be a better play for the next section, and we can just go ahead and take on Giovanni, where I think Bubble Beam will do more than enough damage. Given that he has some weaknesses here, plus we've got access to Amnesia, this should be perfectly fine against his team. So he's going to lead off with Nidorino. I'm just going to go for Amnesia first, and we don't really need to worry about too much else, I don't think. Once we get the Amnesias done, we just Bubble Beam in one-shot there. Against the Kangaskhan, Bubble Beam one-shots. We get to level 35 to learn Body Slam. Do I learn Body Slam? I guess I learned Body Slam. You know, I think it's the better move overall on this Pokemon. It probably carries us all the way to Agatha, if I have to guess. So here we'll just curse a bunch at this Rhyhorn in order to make the Body Slam super strong, because honestly, like, that's probably all we need. We one-shot that Pokemon. Nidoqueen gets Body Slammed and wrecked. So we do manage to win that fight, fortunately, and now we can go upstairs. I will get Earthquake because I do think that's going to be a useful move later on in this run. There may be a spot where we really do want Earthquake. I guess we can't use it against Agatha because we have to have a move that will also hit the Golbat in that fight. So we could stall to try to get her to swap Pokemon over and over and over again, and then just Earthquake the Pokemon that can be affected by Earthquake. and then try to like stall out enough that we end up using up all of our PP at the end on that final Golbat. That would be kind of hilarious. I may try that, but for now, let's get into the Sabrina fight where I think Body Slam is going to completely wreck. But let's see if this is the case or not, especially because she has some pretty high crit chances. So here we go. It's attempt number 1 against Sabrina. I'm going to set up Amnesia first. We're getting some Psychics. I'm going to go ahead and recover here. She disables Curse. She knows, guys. She knows that this is the move that we want to use. So I'm going to Body Slam her down at this point. Let's Body Slam on her Mr. Mime as well. We'll Body Slam against the Venomoth. We obviously know that that Pokemon is weak to normal type moves. And now for the Alakazam, it gets a critical hit, but I go rest. So as long as we can avoid a bunch of crits, we should be fine. Psywave doesn't do that much. We paralyze it. It recovers, but it does not matter. The Body Slam is enough when you're up against Sabrina. So in our 10 minutes to get through here, we're up to 10 resets. A lot of those just came on Erica, but I think we might be at a point where we can go back and try Erica again. I'll be kind of interested to see how she goes. Maybe we set up Amnesia for badge boosts and speed to outspeed against that Victory Bell, and then we just Body Slam her down from there. We probably don't want to set up Curse because we don't want the speed drops. This is going to be kind of random, but I'm actually going to go back to Erica. I'm going to try her one time just to find out. Sorry, I'm saving right here just for routing. There we go. We've made it in front of Erica, and let's just see how she actually goes. We'll get through this one, and then I'll check on some chat a little bit, and then we'll go take on Blaney Boy, and we'll keep going in this run. So here we go. It is time for Erica round 2. She goes for the Razor Leaf. We use Amnesia, but let's see. That is enough to allow us to outspeed. So let's just Body Slam and get the KO there. I'm going to Curse now at this Tangela. It's trying to lower my speed. Clearly, it knows the weakness of our Pokemon, but now we can Body Slam in one shot there. We get to level 37 as Vileplume comes out. It goes Mega Drain, and that's just laughable. Oh, we destroy her now. An hour, 11 minutes, 49 seconds to get through. Still 10 resets, but we have now gotten 6 gym badges. Very, very nice. We have defeated 6 gyms. We have shown that Snorlax is pretty good in RBY rather, but there are a few mistakes or a few issues, a few potential problems. Let's go ahead and get access to one more rare candy while we get access to this HM for strength. We'll go ahead and just slap that onto our Lapras. Use the strength to push that boulder, and let's go ahead and get that rare candy. And now let's just try to go with like minimal strategic thinking for the rest of this. Let's see how far we can get with just the Body Slam strats. We may have to go for something like Blizzard when we get to Giovanni. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and get through here. We're going to make our way through this section. I'm going to steal the Tombstoner joke. If only we knew Tombstoner, it would be equivalent to setting up +6 on every single one of our stats, including HP. So we would be completely broken, but instead we're going to have to get through with just what we have right here. Let's see if we can manage to defeat Blaney Boy. So here we are, Blaney Boy attempt number 1. Let's set up some curses on this guy first. He goes agility. He clearly knows that he needs to outspeed against this Snorlax that he was already outspeeding against. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Here we set up all the curses on the first Growlithe. Now I'm going to set up some Amnesia here in order to resist these special moves. And he did get a defense drop on me or two, so I'm just going to finish up the curse setup here and then Body Slam one-shots. Oh, look at that. And the complete broken nature of this, because we were already on -6 speed, Curse doesn't lower speed anymore, but that means we get badge boosts when we're increasing our defense, which is why we have such massive speed here. We can Body Slam on the Ponyta. We Body Slam the Rapidash. We get to level 38 here, losing our badge boost, but he just goes Roar with Arcanine and gets wrecked. Oh, Blaney Boy, an hour 16 minutes. No problems in that fight whatsoever. He stood 0 chance against the greatest Pokemon in the history of the franchise. Snorlax is completely OP in Gen 1. Completely. With that though, we're ready to now make our way to Giovanni. I'm going to try to just go Body Slam strats here. We're going to have to see if it works or not. Basically, the potential issue is that he will, resist Body Slam with that Rhydon and actually wreck us. But we'll just have to see if it actually works out that way, or does the move get the job done. I'm going to curse at a lot of things in the gym here because of of the fact that we need to boost up the power of that body slam. We're even getting X attacks from this Rhyhorn here on the cool trainer. Clearly, he thinks it's pretty cool to use items in battle, not knowing how to actually, play a solo run. Anyway, let's make it to Giovanni, the self-proclaimed greatest trainer in the world. Doesn't even have a Mewtwo in this version, but still we're going to manage to defeat him, I think. Let's see. So we will fight against non-anime Giovanni here, where we're just going to curse repeatedly because he's only going to use physical moves against us. He tries to Horn Drill, which is actually a strat if we get really low speed. So we've got to be careful here. I'm going to still set up all the curses because I think we're getting enough badge boosts to make this okay. We just don't want our speed to drop too low. And it's because we keep getting all these random effects. Oh, it's just completely broken. Now let's Amnesia to get even more boosts. He goes for the Tail Whip, giving us even more boosts. And now we can just go for Body Slam, one-shotting that Pokemon. Dugtrio comes out and gets wrecked. Nidoqueen gets completely destroyed. We level up right here against the Nidoking. He Guard Specs and gets destroyed on that one. He Tail Whips with the Rhydon. We do about half with the first Body Slam, and then he Guard Specs, giving the free victory. Oh, Giovanni. An hour, 19 minutes, 17 seconds with me rambling, with me talking to chat. Really not bad for this Pokemon. This is nuts. So let's get through this next section. Let's go ahead and fight against the rival. Let's get to the Elite Four, where basically until Agatha, we may be able to just stick with the strats that we're using so far. That will be very interesting to see. And then Agatha herself, we're going to have to change up. But like I said, I might try for a really trolly strat there just to see if it will work out. Anyway, I'm going to test this quite a bit. Let's start with the rival here, though, and just see how he goes. So in this fight, I'm going to lead off with my remaining curses because I did not heal coming into this. Still, we'll be able to get a bunch of boosts there. I'm going to rest to recover HP. We are now faster because of our weird badge boost glitch mechanics. He goes agility, which is kind of smart because he wants to outspeed us, but we're going to get to +6 in our special as well, and then we'll just body slam that Pokemon down. Body slam almost one-shots the Rhyhorn. We knock it out in 2. We get to level 41 here. We could learn Harden. Why would we learn Harden when we have Curse? Come on. We get a Leer from the Gyarados and we just body slam it down. We get a Leer from Growlithe and body slam it down. Psybeam, critical hit from the Alakazam. We still body slam and win, but now we get Poison Powder from the final Venusaur. Oh, I thought it was going to go Razor Leaf and destroy me. No, we get the victory on the first attempt against Rival 6. He claims to be ready for the league. I'm not sure that he's ready with that level of strategy. And with that, we are ready to move on to Lorelei. I think we've got a perfectly good strategy for her with the amnesias, with the curses. That one's probably going to be just fine. Then we're going to have to get through Bruno, but I don't think he's going to be too hard. I think we're just going to laugh at Bruno again. Agatha is where this one's going to get real. Lance, then we're going to have to figure out exactly which move we want to use. And the same for the champion. We're just going to have to decide what move makes the most sense at that point. We could even go strength strats with this Pokemon. Just something where we have no secondary effect, but we're just using our stab same typing at the end of the game because I don't want to go get Hyper Beam just because I would have to go back and pick up a whole bunch of items. I will get rare candies here. I will even go to the power plant to get one more rare candy because we are in the slow level up group, but I will avoid dropping rare candies unless they prove absolutely necessary. If I find a situation where I absolutely am like, I would have won that fight if I had just had some more levels. I would have won that fight if I didn't level up and, lose my badge boosts. Then we'll start dropping rare candies. Otherwise, we are going to avoid them. We have to show to RBY that Snorlax is truly the ultimate power in the universe. It is the Pokemon that makes Gen 1 Mewtwo actually look like a complete joke. That's at least my belief as a Gen 2 player, but it remains to be seen. It absolutely remains to be seen. Let's get into the Lorelei fight and stop worrying about Gen 2 mechanics. Let's come here and destroy Gen 1. So here we go. We have made it to Lorelei, where my strategy is pretty simple. I'm going to curse at this Dugong first. It's trying to rest. It knows It knows that the only way to get through this fight is to recover HP, but I don't think it's going to be enough. She goes for the Aurora Beam there. We get a critical hit Aurora Beam. I'm going to go ahead and just recover HP here. We're going to show the Dugong how to properly rest here as it starts lowering my attack stat. Still, it manages to go to sleep after that. I'm still going to set up all the amnesias just to make sure that I have as much special as possible to survive. We one-shot with the Body Slam there. We one-shot Cloyster with Body Slam. We one-shot Slowbro with Body Slam. We level up to level 43. Out comes Jinx. It goes Thrash. Good job. We just one-shot that Pokemon with the Body Slam as well. And Lapras's Hydro Pump does nothing as we destroy it. Clearly, we are far too powerful for that fight. We have 10 rare candies in the bag, just like in Gen 2, but I don't think we need them at this point. I'm just going to slam a quick Elixir in order to have as much PP as possible against Bruno. If this were Gen 2 and he knew Cross Chop, I would be kind of worried about Bruno, but this is Gen 1. We know Bruno doesn't know anything good, so let's get the easy victory. So here we go. It is time to take on Onyx from Bruno's team, where I think we just curse. Oh, it goes Rage. Oh, you think this is Gen 2, Bruno? You never use Rage in Gen 1, but clearly he's learned from the Gen 2 strats. He's brought them over here to the Gen 1 games, which is why he's going for this move. Now he's X-defending because he knows he's about to get wrecked by our Curselax. We're going to set everything up here because we're just so laughable. You know, just this Onyx strategy is just terrible. Out comes the Hitmonchan and gets wrecked. We get to level 44 as Hitmonlee comes out. It mixes a Mega Kick and gets destroyed. Against the second Onyx, we're still just body slamming here as he's X-defending, but he really can't do that much here. We just lost our badge boost, which is why it took so many hits. That brings out the final Machamp. It goes for Fissure and misses, and we get the one-hit KO. Let me give a small clap it up for Bruno there. He did try to fissure me. That was actually a legitimate strategy to try to beat this Curselax because he wasn't going to take me down with any of his normal damage dealing moves. So that was actually, for once, intelligent strategy from Bruno. It just didn't work out in this case. So I guess we should give him just a modicum, just the tiniest ounce of respect for that decision. Anyway, with that being done, I'm going to go into the Agatha fight, and I want to try a really trolly strategy, just like a really stupid strategy here. What I want to try first, before anything else, is to try to go Earthquake and try to get her to swap between her Pokemon enough times that I'm actually able to knock out all of the ghosts and the Arbok and then struggle against the Golbat. I just think this would be hilarious if we can do it. It's probably not going to work out, just, you know, forewarning, but let's try this. Since Body Slam obviously can't work here, I think this is going to be hilarious if it works. If it works. If it doesn't work, well, we're going to reset to before this so that we can learn a different move and keep Earthquake maybe for the champion at the end. But let's just try this to see. Or I guess, can we go that against the champion? No, we can't, because the champion has the Gyarados and he doesn't swap. So, okay, we're going to save the game. Let's just try this. This is just stupid, but let's see. Now, if my memory is correct, she has a 1 in 8 chance on any given turn of swapping out her Pokemon. So I'm going to go one curse here, and then I'm going to just try to Earthquake against the Gengar. That's perfectly fine. We get to level 45 right here. Now against the Golbat, I'm hoping that it will swap to something else. So I'm just going to stall here. I'm just going to like rest and things like that and see if we can get the swap. We do. So out comes the Haunter. We hit ourselves in confusion once there, but now we land the Earthquake, getting the one-hitter. Golbat will come back out. I'm once again going to just try to rest here to recover some HP, and let's just see. It goes Haze, but that's fine. We just want her to swap to a different Pokemon. Haze is actually kind of good for her here in that it does like kind of mess with my strategy of resting to waste turns. So I guess we'll only use rest when we get on lower HP now. Come on, swap. I want you to swap. Here, we're just waiting. Come on, Golbat, swap out. There we go. We get the Arbok. Now we can go Earthquake on this Pokemon. That gets the one-hitter. Back to the Golbat. Come on, swap. Give me the swap. Oh, there we go. We get the Gengar. It goes for the Confuse Ray. We land the Earthquake, getting the one-hit KO. And now we just need to use up the rest of our PP, and we can go into struggle on the final Pokemon, which is kind of hilarious. So here I'm going to rest to recover HP, of course. We really want to keep one of our rests for the end of this. But if we manage this, this is just the stupidest fight that I think I've ever done on RBY Pokemon Challenges or GSC Pokemon Challenges, period. It might be the single greatest run in the history of the Pokemon franchise. I'm just saying. Here we get the haze. That's fine. So we're just trying to use up our remaining PP here as we just keep getting haze. Remember, opponents do not have PP in Gen 1. So now we're going to try to use up the remaining earthquakes here. She gets a critical hit with the wing attack. We have 6 curses left. So we're going to have to recover HP right here. We get confused, but that's fine. We just don't want to deal too much damage to ourselves. We're using up the remaining curses. Yes, yes, do it. Do it, Snorlax. Curselax, prove your power. Okay, we're slowly running out of PP. Yes. Oh, we're just running out of HP too, though. Okay, we're on struggle, but we're getting confused, and we knock ourselves out in confusion. Oh, we got so close. Oh, it was so close. Okay. Well, with that being done, I think let's just like do an actual strategy now. I'm going to throw on Ice Beam. This is going to be my strategy for the next 2 fights, because with this move, we can just set up the amnesias, set up a bunch of curses. I think we can manage to get it to go. Let's see if it works though. So in this one now with the Ice Beam strats, I'm going to go for amnesia first, but we get sleep and dream eatered here. Okay, give me your haze. Come on. Come on, give me a haze. Okay, never mind. We wake up. So we can set up the amnesias here. We already used Psychic earlier on. We freeze the Gengar. That's going to allow me to set up a bunch. We'll just destroy against that Golbat there. We're just badge boosting like crazy here. We Ice Beam 1-hit KO against that Pokemon. We'll just sleep to rest up, get our HP back against this Gengar. I'm just going to finish setting up crazy badge boosts with the curse here. We're at 995 special. Here we destroy that Pokemon. We get glared by the Arbok. It does not matter as we destroy it. Gengar comes out and we one-shot with an Ice Beam. Oh, that's just brutal. That's just ridiculous. The fact that we can just go like Ice Beam strats there is kind of hilarious to me. And we can just heal up here as we get to the Lancey Boy fight. Obviously, Ice Beam is a good strategy here. It will be neutrally effective against the first Gyarados and super effective against everything else. So I think this is the way to go. Let's see how Lancey Boy goes. So Lance, attempt number 1 right here. Let's go straight for the amnesias. He goes for the Hyper Beam. That's a little scary. I'm going to curse at this Pokemon now. We get our speed high enough that we can now rest in order to recover our HP. Goes for some Leers. Now the Hydro Pump is not going to be as scary if we can manage to set up our amnesias. He goes for the Hyper Beam and has to recharge. So now I think we can just Ice Beam there. Oh, we do not get the 1-hitter. It's a 2-hitter on that Pokemon. Still, we managed to take that one down. We one-shot the first Dragonair. We'll one-shot the second Dragonair. We're actually faster than Aerodactyl because of the bizarre badge boost glitch mechanics of this move. Here we can just destroy that Aerodactyl. We level up here against the Dragonite. It goes Barrier, which does not work against ice moves. Lance, you got wrecked, bud. You got wrecked. So with that, we have made it to the end with no rare candies used in this one. We're on 11 resets. Like I said, most of those came on that Erica attempt where I wasn't fast enough to outspeed. I think we're going to be able to get this one to go. Let's get to this champion fight. Let's see how he actually goes with this strategy. I think Curselax is going to destroy him, but let's find out. So here we are, champion, attempt number 1. I am going to start off with amnesia, I guess, because I'm running the Ice Beam. I had to think about that for a second. You know, GSC Pokemon Challenges was processing for a second there. Here, now let's go for the curse as he goes for the Sky Attack. We're just going to curse like crazy, getting just insane badge boost glitch Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, you can't see it because it's slightly obscured by the +6 on special, but we are up to 999 special here. We will rest in order to recover HP against this Pidgeot since it's just kind of getting us on low health. It misses a Sky Attack. Let's just finish our curse setup, and now Ice Beam one-shots right there. We outspeed the Alakazam and one-shot it. We get to level 48 here. We could learn Double Edge. Oh, I'm going Double Edge. Oh, come on. Yes. Against this Rhydon, Double Edge is going to be a 2-hit KO. Oh, we get the easy victory. Gyarados, it comes out. It goes for the critical hit Hydro Pump. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's the only reason we lose is the crit. Oh, this is stupid, but let's do this again. Let's do this again. So here, I'm going to set up Amnesia again at the start of this one because this is just kind of hilarious. He goes for Mirror Move on Amnesia, but I'm just going to try to outspeed against this Pokemon. And let's make sure we outspeed the next one. Now let's go for the Ice Beam to wreck that one. Let's destroy the Alakazam as well. We level up. We get to learn Double Edge right here. I've learned it over the Ice Beam. I'm going to rest now on the Rhydon. And our goal here is to boost up our attack stat. We get Horn Drilled. Are you kidding me? We get Horn Drilled. No. Oh my goodness, the champion, he's putting in some work here. Okay, maybe we're better off just sticking with the Ice Beam. Maybe I need to not, sit here and do these shenanigans so much. This is probably the correct play. So now we will once again curse like crazy on this first Pokemon. I'm going to rest to recover HP, even though we were down to 69 HP there. Very nice. Let's finish our curses here just so that we have the maximum amount of defense as well. We'll rest here as it goes for the Sky Attack. And now it's time to go for the Ice Beam and destroy that Pidgeot. Let's just destroy this Alakazam. Let's skip Double Edge this time. I thought it would be hilarious to Double Edge everything down, but instead, let's just Ice Beam that Rhydon. Gyarados Dragon Rages this time so we can Ice Beam. It's a 2-hit KO. The Hydro Pump does not crit, but we get a crit. Oh no. Still, we managed to get to Arcanine. I'm going to rest right here as it critical hits with an Ember. Are you kidding me? Still, we can recover the HP right there. It goes Leer, and we're going to get a 2-shot with Ice Beam. That brings us to the final Venusaur. It goes Growth. Good strategy, but then it gets frozen and we win. Oh my goodness. Oh, GSC Pokemon Challenges is clearly better than RBY Pokemon Challenges. We defeat the champion in 1 hour, 45 minutes, 9 seconds with me rambling, with me talking to chat. That's really not too bad. 13 total resets. We learned 5 TMs. And we have completely destroyed this entire game. We can see that clearly Snorlax is better than a Bulbasaur, but we have one last thing that I think we need to do. We need to find out if we can beat the ultimate Gen 1 Pokemon with this one. Let's go ahead and fight against a Mewtwo. So here we go. We can see our rival say, why did I lose? Well, because you didn't curse enough in that battle. Grandpa's gonna come and teach him a few curse words after he registers us into the Hall of Fame. Clearly, I think a lot of people probably learned their first curse word from somebody like their grandpa. Anyway, here everything gets registered, but it's all about curse lax. Don't worry about the time. Come on, this ain't a speed run. We're chilling here. I said that at the beginning of the run. This is a casual, fun, let's just enjoy ourselves doing some stupid things in the world of Pokemon run, drink coffee. I have to tell you guys, the honest to God truth, the only reason why there are intros in the Gen 1 overlay is so that RBY has time to drink something while he's playing his runs, because the timer stops. So he can just like relax and drink something during that time. That's it. Clearly on GSC, we go harder than that. We don't have those. So, we don't have any time to hydrate during a long challenge. We just have to keep grinding. That's something that I may have to steal from RBY though, because it is clearly a good strategy to keep yourself hydrated, keep yourself, feeling tip-top shape as you go through the challenge. But right now we have made it to Mewtwo, but this is going to be a very special Mewtwo. So let's see how this fight actually goes against this Mewtwo here, because it has been edited to have a moveset of Curse, Psychic, Amnesia, and Recover. We're going for like a kind of mirror match here. He goes Psychic turn 1, dealing massive damage. I think we need all the badge boosts here as it tries to recover against us. Oh, it curses. Oh, it's cursing against us. We're cursing against it. Oh, this is going to be ridiculous. We go for the amnesias here. We're going to go for the ice beam, really hoping that we can get a freeze. Psychic is doing such massive damage here that we have to recover our HP as it curses at us. And I think the only thing to do is to curse back at it more than it can curse at us, because the more we curse, the more powerful we become until we reach a point where we surpass all of its stats with the badge boost that is completely legendary here. We go for the ice beam though. We need it to not go for too many recovers. It's cursing at us. Now it recovers. We might run out of PP here as it goes for the recovers, and then it goes for amnesia, and we've run out of PP in this fight, and we get critical hit psychic down. Okay, let's try this one again. I want to defeat this cursing Mewtwo by cursing at it more than it curses at me. So I think we have to set up amnesia here 3 times, and then we need a badge boost on top of that. The problem is just that this Pokemon's special stat is so insanely high. It's at 714 special right now. Oh, and look at the critical hit, just one shot against us. Snorlax is, 21 levels lower than this Mewtwo though. So clearly, this is a fair battle. This is the fairest battle that there's ever been in the history of Pokemon. As we curse more and more, it just keeps getting the critical hit to get the victory. But if we freeze it, we will get the victory against this one. So I think we just have to reset for that level of luck, or maybe we can find a way to actually get this to work properly. We're just checking to see how high our special stat gets with all of these badge boosts. Now we have maxed out special only to get a critical hit and another critical hit, but there's the freeze. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, Curselax, you legend. We managed to get the victory, even against a Mewtwo that's 21 levels higher than us, also cursing and using amnesia and using stab psychic. That is it for this one, guys. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who showed up. This has been a heck of a fun little day just for me to play some cool Pokemon. We did the Ultra Minimum Battles Mew. We did the Curse Snorlax in Gen 1. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. And I'm going to go enjoy my birthday lunch with my wife. It's a shared birthday lunch, as I said before, not just for RBY and GSC, but also for my wife who has her birthday tomorrow. So we have this like super weird thing where we have consecutive birthdays. It's nuts. My actual birthday is actually Monday, December 22nd, but today was the only day that I could take off. So I just had to spend that time a little bit with you guys while I could, have my son at the nursery and I could play Pokemon for a while. Lots of big things coming, guys. 2026 is going to be wild, I tell you. I'm super excited for it. I hope that you guys will join me in the next year. There's going to be so much going on. So yeah, let's just go ahead and finish this out by just saying, if you are not over on GSC Pokemon Challenges, make sure you get over there because it is the greatest Pokemon Challenges channel ever created. Obviously, I mean, I put GSC Pokemon Challenges up there with anybody. Just my personal opinion. I may be biased, but if you actually go over there and check out what we're doing, I think you're going to see we're doing some pretty cool stuff. Of course, I just want to give a massive shout out. Thank you to everybody who is here in the chat, of course. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys had a blast. I had a blast. Let's do more of these, especially in 2026 when I can make more time for doing some streams mixed in with some, solo challenges. I'm kind of debating how to do streams in the future. So you guys should definitely share your feedback on me. I'm debating if they should be on a separate channel. I'm debating if I should unlist them and then edit them and post them after that. Should I, dual stream to another site like Twitch using like Restream or something like that? They're all things that I'm looking into. But anyway, I got to get going. I'm sure the wife is waiting for me outside, so I better get out of here. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Hope you have a happy and fun Christmas. Do not subscribe to RSE Pokemon Challenges. I repeat, do not subscribe to RSE Pokemon Challenges. He's going to be posting his first videos in 2026 as well, but me and RBY, we already know that we're going to boycott them. So join us in that. Anyway, that does it for this one. I will see you guys in the next one. Later.